Now create your own Terminator with the BioFlesh Regenerator.
I'm back!
Yeah? Think again.
Battle damage!
Add flesh compound.
Terminator created.
Terminator.
I'm back!
California roller baby.
Cool!
Hey, check her moves. Going California baby. Ooh, I love you.
She really skates!
Cool shades, shiny earrings, shades and earrings for you to wear too.
She's California cool!
Check her hair and her jacket.
Two
She's
looks.
got the hottest blades too. California roller baby. Total California cool.
California Roller Baby has two great looks. Cool shades and earrings are for you. Batteries not included.
Here's some electrifying news. It's Nickelodeon's Mega Toon Monday. What Would You Do will be back tomorrow, right here on...
Oh, Natasha, sometimes I get so mad.
But in the paper, it must be true.
Our story opens today in, of all places, the headquarters of the Frostbite Falls Voice Binder Company, makers of first-class voice binders for home and industry.
Gentlemen, there's a great question to be decided here today.
Yes, Mr. Brett?
On it may rest the future of our beloved company.
What's the question, Mr. Brett?
When shall we have the company picnic?
Groundhog Day.
Very well, gentlemen, very well. We'll compromise and hold it on my birthday.
Yes, Mr. Brett.
One question, sir.
Keep it short, Parkinson.
Will it rain that day?
Rain? Oh, dear, no.
That is a puzzle, Parkinson.
What about asking Bullwinkle Moose if it's going to rain?
Excellent idea, Lumpley.
Thank you, sir.
Glad I thought of it. Miss Bleen, get me Bullwinkle J. Moose.
And in a flash, a call went from the town's largest industrial plant to one of its smallest houses.
Hello? Rocky the Flying Squirrel speaking. Oh, it's for you, Bullwinkle. Somebody else wants a weather forecast.
Oh, Baz says, just when I was catching up on my reading.
The Bobbsey twins at the seashore.
Yeah, you can't beat the classics, I only say. Hello.
Mr. Moose, Pongo Britt here. Will there be precipitation on my natal day?
All depends if you leave it out in the rain or not.
I mean, will it rain on my birthday?
Oh.
The date is June 10th.
June 10th, let's see. Oh!
Bad, eh?
Terrible. My bunion just got an awful twinge to it.
It couldn't be wrong.
Sir, you are speaking of my own personal prophesying bunion.
Oh, of course, my apologies. Well, gentlemen, I'll just have to change the date.
For the picnic, Mr. Brett?
No, for my birthday.
Yes, Mr. Brett. Yes, strange though it seems, Bullwinkle's bunion is the chief weather forecaster for all of Frostbite Falls.
Yes?
Mr. Moose, how about our double header tomorrow? The paper says showers.
Well, my bunion says play ball.
Thanks to Bullwinkle's bunion, no Frostbite Falls baseball game has ever been rained out. No picnic has ever been spoiled by showers.
But can't he do something about ants?
As a result, Bullwinkle gets calls at all times of the day and night.
Hello, can Mr. Moose make a forecast?
Well, he's asleep. Why don't you call the weatherman?
I am the weatherman.
Yes, each night Bullwinkle sleeps the dreamless sleep of a moose well loved by the whole community. Or he did, until one night when two mysterious figures crept close to the cottage, eased open a window, and slipped inside.
Hey, what are you guys... Oh.
In a flash, Rocky had been bound and gagged, and the figures turned their attention to the slumbering Bullwinkle.
You ready with that sleeping potion, Hadley?
Ready, Norbert.
Let him have it. Dope, you're supposed to take it out of a bottle first.
It worked, didn't it?
Come on, we got no time to lose. Which is the hoof with the bunion on it?
This one.
Okay, let's get started.
And while a baffled Rocky watched helplessly the figures wrap Bullwinkle's hoop in cotton batting and Excelsior, and then build a small packing case around it. Unfortunately, Bullwinkle chose that moment to come too.
Golly, my hoof looks like it's packed to send to somebody.
Right you are, Palsy. Any objections?
Couldn't I have it gift wrapped?
Hadley, the sleeping potion.
Coming up.
And pour it out of the bottle first.
Like this?
Yeah, Now give it to him.
Right.
I give up. Let's go. And be careful of that prize Tootsie.
So carrying the unconscious moose and his carefully packaged Tootsie, the mysterious figures crept away into the night, leaving a furious Rocky thrashing helplessly behind them. Well, things have gone wrong in a hurry, haven't they? I'm sure you'll want to see our next episode, The Male Animal, or Bullwinkle Stamps His Foot.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Red who had an exclusive shop in the Holly Woods where she sold riding hoods.
That's why they call me Red Riding Hood. Cute.
One day, a very wealthy customer entered her shop.
Oh, boy. Yes, madam, may I help you?
I should like to buy a wolfskin riding hood.
Wolfskin?
Yes.
Well, perhaps madam would like to try on this matte shrew-skin hood.
No, thank you.
This lemming with lemur lining?
No.
Here's the latest thing from Africa. Genuine #1 boy.
Now, see here, young lady. I want a wolfskin riding hood. Money is no object. I shall be here at 3 o'clock to pick it up.
My, 3 o'clock. That certainly didn't give Red much time, but she had to get a wolfskin somewhere.
Hello? Give me the city zoo.
What's that? No, sorry, lady. We got no extra wolves at this time. Perhaps if you care to call back next spring?
Meanwhile, not too far away, a mother wolf was calling to her son.
Walter!
Yes, Mama, honey?
I want you to take this basket to Grandma's house right away.
But she was here only yesterday and took a whole basket of stuff.
I know, but she forgot her teeth. Now, you don't want Granny to have to sit over there and gum her goodies, do you?
Good heavens, no! Give me the basket.
Remember now, Walter, you must go through the Holly Woods.
Don't you worry, Mama, honey. I'll be careful.
And with that, the wolf was on his way to Granny's. Time was growing very short when Red looked out of the window and saw the wolf skipping happily up the street.
Oh, what luck. A wolf on the hoof.
And off she dashed to intercept the unsuspecting Walter.
Buddy, you are a wolf, aren't you?
Yeah, isn't that keen? I've been a wolf. Hey, wait a minute. You're Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah, isn't that keen?
My Mama, honey, warned me about you.
Oh, don't be so touchy. Look, I got a rich customer who'll pay $1,000 for a pelt like yours.
Really?
Sure. So how about selling me your skin? I'll give you 10%.
Well, now what's the matter? You crazy or something?
And Walter slipped out of Red's clutches and ran for his life. Red's proposition didn't appeal to him at all.
No, I figure that skin is worth at least 90% right where it is.
Now, there were only 20 minutes left, and Red had to act fast, so she did. A few blocks further on, Walter was stopped by an attractive sign.
Get acquainted offer. Free haircuts. Today only. Well, I don't know how the work is, but the price is right. Give me a flat top. Leave the sideburns out and we'll skip the conversation.
Okay, I'm gonna do just like you say.
Yeah, that's a pretty cheesy accent you got there.
Now hold still. I don't want to ruin the sleeves.
The sleeves? Hey, you're Red Riding Hood.
Oh, darn, I was hoping you wouldn't notice.
And again, the wolf dashed away in fright.
Come back! All right, I'll give you 30%.
Time was running out fast now. There just had to be a way to catch that wolf off guard, and her only chance of doing that was to beat the wolf to Granny's house. The shortcut the wolf took was really the shortest way to Granny's, but it takes longer because that's the freeway. He was bound to be tied up at the cloverleaf for some time. Soon Red arrived at Granny's house, and
what luck! Nobody home.
she hurried inside, used an old bearskin rug to disguise herself as Granny, hopped into bed, and with only 3 minutes left to go, the wolf approached Granny's house.
Do-de-do-de-do.
But on the way, he had been doing a little thinking.
Why, $1,000 for a wolf skin. I sure could use that kind of money. But where would I get a wolf skin to sell to that rich lady besides my own personal pelt?
Come in.
Hi, Granny, honey. I brought you... Granny, what beautiful big blue eyes you have.
All the better to see you with, my dear.
Granny, what beautiful high-quality fur you have.
Then it struck him. Granny. wolfskin. $1,000.
Oh, come now. Would I sell my own grandmother for a measly $1,000?
I don't know. Would you?
Of course I would.
Wait, what are you doing? You forgot the what big teeth bit.
No time for that now. I'm on my way to become a thousandaire.
And so, shortly after 3 o'clock on that very afternoon, a very satisfied customer was seen leaving the little fur shop in the Hollywood.
It's simply stunning on you, madam.
Oh, thank you. I'll wear it every moment. I'll never take it off.
Shush!
And the wolf? Well, he went into the fur business for himself. And from the looks of things, he was to live happily ever after.
Hello, Meta. Walter here. Could you get hold of Uncle Louis, Sid, Herman, and Al, and meet me on the road to Grandma's in, say, half an hour?
Last time you remember, Bullwinkle's weather forecasting bunion had got him and his pal Rocky in a peck of trouble. Two mysterious figures entered their little house, tied and gagged Rocky, and used a sleeping potion on Bullwinkle while it was still in the bottle. Then they carefully packed up Bullwinkle's hoof and carried it, and him, out of the house and into the night. Sometime later, Rocky managed to free himself and grabbed the telephone to call for help.
Hello, Sheriff Wright. This is Rocky. Two fellas just came in here and took... Oh, hello, Mabel. Well, I'd like to talk to... Well, I'm fine, thanks. Could I speak... No, he's not so good. Somebody... No, it's not a cold in the antlers. Somebody stole his bunion. Oh, never mind. I'll go see the sheriff.
And in a twinkling, Rocky was zooming low over the rooftops of Frostbite Falls on his way to the sheriff's office.
I gotta hurry. Who knows where they're taking Bullwinkle or why?
Good questions, those, for at that moment, at a nearby deserted airstrip, the unconscious form of Bullwinkle Moose was being loaded aboard a fast plane.
All set, you guys. Take off.
And the plane zoomed skyward as Bullwinkle groggily began to recover.
Let me off at 17th Street, please.
You bet, fella.
Hey, what's this on my hoof?
Why, it's the latest thing in moose shoes.
Yeah, notice the continental styling, the interesting texture?
Peachy! I think I'll sit outside and look at it in the daylight.
Grab him, Hadley.
You fellas ought to get that step fixed. Fella could get an injury.
Get him back in the plane, Hadley.
Plane! Ha-ha! I begin to see the light.
Unfortunately, Bullwinkle didn't see it for very long. Meanwhile, back in Frostbite Falls, Rocky and Sheriff Wright had just followed a double set of footprints to the edge of the airstrip.
Looks like they took him away in a plane, Rocky.
Well, let's go after him.
Can't do it, Rocky.
Why not, Sheriff?
See that there dotted line there?
Yeah?
That there's a state border. I got no authority over that line.
You mean?
Yep. You're making a federal case out of it, Rocky.
Well, then there's only one thing to do. I'm going straight to Washington.
And the plucky squirrel began a frenzied flight to the nation's capital to enlist the aid of the federal government.
But you gotta help me. My buddy and his bunion have been swiped, and
Let me look it up in the directory. My buddy. Yes, that would come under the Veterans Administration.
This is the Veterans Administration?
Right. So you want to re-enlist, eh, soldier? Wonderful.
No, sir. You see, my buddy and his bunion have been swiped.
Hold it. Let's see now. Bunion. Ah, yes. Check with the health department.
Is this the health department?
Of course. Open your mouth and say ah.
But...
Not but, say ah.
Ah.
Hold it.
No.
You need glasses.
I have glasses.
So you do.
You see, my buddy and his bunion were swiped.
Swiped. Have you tried the FBI?
No, but I will. Is this the...
We'll ask the questions, fella. Name?
Rocky.
Occupation?
I'm a squirrel.
Problem?
My buddy, his bunion, swiped.
Tried missing persons?
I was already there.
Well, that's the nice thing about Washington.
What's that?
You always travel in the right circles.
And while Rocky desperately tries to get some assistance in his plight, the plane bearing Bullwinkle and his weather-wise bunion is traveling out over the ocean on its way to who knows where.
Don't look at me, Jack. I'm not tipping off the plot.
Maybe we'll find out next time in Burgled Bullwinkle or the Moose Nappers.
Don't go away. Nick's Megatoon Monday will be right back.
That Tommy, he's not like other babies.
Tommy Pickles makes the girls go gaga on Rugrats every Sunday at 10:30, 9:30 Central on Nickelodeon.
High above the jungle, swinging from trees, I am Coco with my Cocoa Krispies. If I'm not careful, I end up in a bind. Some big ace trying to take what's mine. But I'm too clever, I'm much too quick. I can make anyone fall for my tricks, oh yeah. Kellogg's Cocoa Krispies are such a chocolatey and delicious part of this complete breakfast. Even the milk turns chocolate. With every bite so chocolatey. Oh, everybody wants my Cocoa Krispies.
Fellas, heard about this new game called Splat? Oh, I hate when that happens.
Oh, we love it!
Splat! Splat! Splatting bugs is where it's at. Splat!
That wasn't so bad. That was.
The game Splat. You make bugs in the Bug-O-Matic.
Don't splat my bug.
If you don't want your bugs to get splatted, you got to be the first to get them to safety.
Splatting bugs is where it's at. Splat!
I hate when that happens.
Oh, we love it!
Splat.
From Milton Bradley.
New Tiny Wonders from the Magic Nursery.
They're born so early, their eyes aren't open yet.
Open my eyes.
They're blue.
I'm your little tiny wonders. Here's another surprise. How tiny will I be?
A 4-pound girl. So tiny. She'll need lots of sleep.
So close both my eyes.
Nighty-night.
And love me every day.
New Magic Nursery Tiny Wonders comes with 2 outfits. Eyes open and close with icy and warm water. Card says pretend wait.
You're watching Nickelodeon. And now, back to Megatoon Monday.
Hi, poetry people. Today's poem is the saga of a singing waiter, Tommy Tucker. That's me. Little Tommy Tucker sings for his supper. What shall he have? Brown bread and butter. How shall he...
Waiter?
Sir?
How's the Irish stew tonight?
Oh, the taters are old and the meat is a fright. Everything is left over from Saturday night. We sweep it all up, put it into a pot, and tell you it's real Irish stew that we got.
What about the chicken liver?
Way down upon the Swanee River, far, far away, 2, 3, 4. There, they embalm our chicken liver, and that's what you get today.
Maybe I'll just have salad with Russian dressing.
Russian dressing! Tomatoes, beets, and ketchup. We used to make it red. Just put it on your salad, and you'll wish that you were dead. Hey!
Tommy Tucker, I got something for you.
What is it, boss? My brown bread and butter?
No, this.
How about that? 5 minutes on the job, and already I got a raise.
Drink up your milk, Chairman.
I can't, Mr. Peabody. I'm racing my push cart in an hour.
But what has that got to do with milk?
Well, I don't like to drink when I drive.
I'll tell you what, you drink your milk and I'll give you an experience in driving.
It's a deal.
I wiped off Sherman's mustache and then set the way back in polls for the state of Indiana in the year 1910.
Who are we going to meet, Mr. Peabody?
The man who won the first Indianapolis auto race, Barnaby Victor. We entered the way back and arrived at the speedway as the race was about to get underway. 2 ancient vehicles stood idling at the starting line.
Which car belongs to Barnaby Victor, Mr. Peabody?
The one without wheels, Sherman.
Mr. Victor, don't you know your car hasn't got wheels?
That's all right, Sonny. It doesn't have any gas either.
And sure enough, his machine fell silent.
How do you expect to win the race?
I don't. Not with carbon dioxide running against me.
Carbon dioxide was Spain's most famous racer, a man who would stop at nothing to win a race.
Buenos dias, senor loser.
Golly, Mr. Peabody, you said Barnaby Victor would win this race.
And so he shall, Sherman. We must put tires on the car and refill the gas tank.
But there's no time. The starter's ready to wave the flag.
Well, I took care of that by switching flags. Instead of the usual one, he waved a flag bearing the words, "Hooray for Cornwallis." The police arrested him as a radical, and the track sent out for another starter. Even though the delay was slight, it enabled us to complete our tasks.
All set to go, Mr. Victor.
He was all set to go, all right, but in the wrong direction. You go that way, Barnaby.
Are you sure?
Trust me, won't you? The flag was dropped, and the 2 cars sped off on the first of 500 laps. Barnaby Victor opened up an early lead, one that lasted exactly 1 lap.
He's coming into the pit, Mr. Peabody.
Forget something, Barnaby?
Sure did. I forgot the ignition key.
I had it a minute ago.
You mean the key that starts the car?
That's the one.
But, Mr. Victor, you started your car. It's running now.
Is that the key in the ignition hole there?
Oh, yeah, there it is. Thanks for finding it for me.
You sure he's gonna win, Mr. Peabody?
Instead of answering, I focused a pair of field glasses on the track. Carbon dioxide had not only gone into the lead, he was making preparations not to lose it.
What's carbon dioxide up to now?
He pulled his car to a stop and painted a view of the Grand Canyon on a retaining wall on the far turn, and then he took off.
He must be crazy.
Like a fox. When Barnaby Victor saw the picture of the Grand Canyon, he thought he was at a drive-in movie and shut his motor off.
Oh, he'll lose for sure now.
No, he won't. I grabbed a bucket of paint, dashed to the wall, and splashed it against it. In black letters came the words, "The End." Barnaby assumed the show was over and resumed racing. Soon, he had not only caught up, but was out in front.
Now if he can only hold the lead.
But he didn't. Dioxide turned on a siren, put on a policeman's uniform, and forced Barnaby to stop. He then gave him a ticket for speeding. By the time we got there, Dioxide had resumed racing.
Get going, Mr. Victor.
Can't, Sonny.
Why not?
That officer took my license away.
There was no time to argue. The race was almost over. Quick, Sherman, pretend you're feeling faint.
Huh?
A fainting spell. Have one.
Oh, I feel dizzy.
Quick, we must get this poor boy to a hospital.
But I don't have a license.
You don't need one. We got into the car and roared off.
Which way to the hospital?
Just keep going. I'll tell you when to stop. Even with his foot down to the floorboards, Victor's car was not gaining on Dioxide. It was then I noticed the speedometer only went as high as 50. So I simply broke the glass and pushed the needle. Naturally, the car went faster. As we went into the last lap, we forged ahead.
Mr. Peabody, our gas tank, it reads empty.
And that wasn't our only concern. Carbon Dioxide had lit a stick of TNT and threw it into our auto.
Put it out, Mr. Peabody.
But instead of doing so, I let it fly in back of us. The explosion occurred just as we ran completely out of gas, but the shock wave picked us up and thrust us across the finish line, victorious. Barnaby Victor had won the race, and Carbon Dioxide was banned from racing.
Did Mr. Victor ever race again?
No, Sherman. As soon as he crossed the finish line, he headed for a gold mine he owned in the hills and was never seen again.
How come?
Well, look, Sherman, the road only goes one way.
And he never came out of that hole in the ground?
That's right. Sherman, you are now looking at a one-track mine.
Last time you remember, Bullwinkle and his weather forecasting bunion were being spirited away on a mysterious airplane to who knows where.
I know, but I'll never tell.
Meanwhile, back in the nation's capital, Rocky is trudging from office to office trying to get help for his friend.
Now, let's see. Does this moose have any distinguishing marks?
Well, he has a bunion that tells you if it's going to rain or not.
Well, in that case, you want the Weather Bureau.
I do?
Right that way.
And as he entered the door of the Weather Bureau, Rocky got his first glimpse of the modern miracle of weather forecasting. The batteries of electronic computers, the banks of teletype communicators, the sensitive seismographs, the automatic anemometers and barographs. Such a magnificent example of automation at its finest that only one man is required to run the entire bureau, the chief forecaster himself.
Forecast room, top secret, do not enter. But this is an emergency.
And the plucky squirrel marched past the signs and into the forecast room. Then, strangely enough, he heard a familiar voice.
I'll have the forecast in a minute.
Gee, that sounds like...
Uh-oh. Looks like a tornado for Bloomington, Illinois.
It is! Captain Peach Fuzz!
Rocky, my boy. It's just super seeing you again.
But I thought you were head of intelligence. What are you doing in the Weather Bureau?
So Captain Peach Fuzz related the latest step in his checkered career. In his former job as head of G2, Captain Peach Fuzz had organized a huge network of intelligence agents, all of whom spent their time shadowing each other.
Psst, number 8. Why aren't you following me?
You crazy, Seven? This is Thursday.
So?
It's your day to follow me.
The good captain had also been very security-minded.
Here is the latest batch of documents to be classified, Chief. 20,000 leagues under the sea.
All about submarines.
The telephone directory?
My number's in there.
But the crowning moment of the Peach Fuzz career came when he and his agents surrounded what he thought was the hideout of a notorious group of foreign agents.
You're sure this is the right address, Captain?
Of course, I wrote it down myself.
Well, if you say so. Forward, men!
Peach Fuzz, what are you doing?
Oh, there, Mr. Secretary. Mission accomplished.
Congratulations, Peach Fuzz. You've just captured the Supreme Court building. So shortly thereafter, there was a special meeting of government heads.
Well, gentlemen, where do we place the man of Captain Peach Fuzz's, peculiar talents?
What about the Federal Flamingo Farm?
The South Pole Penguin Census?
No, gentlemen, there's only one place for a man who is wrong most of the time.
Of course,
The Weather Bureau.
And here I am, Rocky. It just goes to show, talent will out.
And you use all those great machines out there to predict the weather?
Oh, I have a much better way. Look.
And the captain demonstrated the patented Peach Fuzz prediction process.
Now, Rocky, you read the name of a town.
Peoria,
Rain.
Oshkosh,
Sunny.
Skinny
It's either a heat wave or a snowstorm.
Well, what do I make it?
Unsettled. Now, what can I do for you, Rocky?
And as Rocky began to explain his, or rather Bullwinkle's predicament, the plane bearing the mighty moose and his bunion were traveling farther and farther away.
Pretty soon I'll be out of the plot altogether.
No chance of that, for tomorrow we'll see a crown for Bullwinkle or Monarch Moose.
Well, now you're talking.
Everybody's staying tuned for more Bullwinkle.
They want to see flop-headed little me?
Yep, the flop-headed Minnesotan is #1 among the loyal order of the moose, along with the aerodynamic squirrel. So stay tuned. More Mega Mooserama Mondays coming up only on Nick.
Are you afraid of the dark?
You will be when you watch. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Every Saturday at 9:30, 8:30 Central on SNCC, Saturday night, Nickelodeon.
My name's Coco, happy as can be. As long as I've got my Cocoa Krispies, I've got to watch out for the Jungle King. For chocolatey taste, he'll pull anything. Now a little tickle never hurts anyone. I protect what's mine and I have a bit of fun. Oh yeah. Kellogg's Cocoa Krispies are such a chocolatey and delicious part of this complete breakfast. Even the milk turns chocolate. With every bite so chocolatey. Oh, everybody wants my Cocoa Krispies.
Help me, my toothache! No worries, I'm the crocodile dentist. I'll fix that smile, you crocodile. I'm the crocodile dentist.
Crocodile dentist.
Just grab and pull. There's what a mouthful. I'm the crocodile dentist.
Crocodile dentist.
The game's crocodile dentist. Take turns pulling teeth, but don't pull the wrong one or he'll snap and you're out. It's a mouthful of fun, but don't pull the wrong one. I'm the crocodile dentist.
Crocodile dentist. Win!
I feel so much better.
Crocodile dentist.
From Milton Bradley.
See, let me see. I love video scavenger hunts. Let's roll. Spotted dogs, twins, rock group, group headstand. Got it. Twins? Well, I always see twins. And McDonald's. Oh. Big spotted dog. Hey, a rock group. Works for me. Red convertible. I always see red convertible.
At McDonald's.
Hey, we're doing good. I'm doing great. Look, twins. Not anymore. I knew we'd find everything at McDonald's. But why don't you say something?
Hey, check it out. It's new Air Pro Hockey. It glides on a cushion of air. Now a short demo. See? Air Pro glides on a cushion of air over smooth surfaces. It flies over blacktop, over smooth carpet. And it wails in the gym. How's it do that? On a cushion of air.
Air Pro Hockey. It'll blow you away. Comes with puck, 2 goals, and 2 sticks. Batteries not included.
Okay, it was a long demo.
The sounds of football. The new sound of football. The Nerf Turbo Screamer Football, specially designed for the screaming sound of excitement. Turbocharged for long-distance launches, so anyone can have a rocket arm. The Nerf Turbo Screamer. Football will never sound the same again. It's Nerf or nothing.
Family Double Dare. The families came, they played, made a mess, then went home. But you know, we never found out which family was the best, the fastest, the smartest. Well, that's going to change on Nick's brand new season of Family Double Dare. This time, the families are competing for a chance to come back to Nickelodeon Studios for the Family Double Dare Tournament of Champions. And only one family gets to take home the championship cup.
It's the new season of Family Double Dare starting this weekend at 6, 5 Central on Nickelodeon.